how do you find somebody to work with, a good producer, and how do you know going in who to pick?
Yeah, yeah, right, right. I really like to work with people that are like, you know, that are already doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are already out there trying to get some stuff done. So that's how I like to gauge who I work with and how I work with them now. It's like, if I see you out about doing your thing or whatever and you ask to work with me, then yeah, it's like, okay, well, then that makes sense. But if you ask to work with me and I don't see you doing anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
let's do something. Where's this gonna go? You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's one thing I wish I would have applied sooner than later, making sure that I was picking, people to work with that were like, that's what they was all about it. You know what I mean? Like that was their job. One of the
Right.
things I learned when I worked at Discover Card was I met this guy named Anthony, who's a guitar player from Detroit,
Hmm.
and he'd been on tour 180 days out of the year for the majority of his life.
Yeah.
And we met there, and he talked about how he did music, and then I told him I did music, da da da. He was like, "Oh, bro," and then he it's like, "Oh, let me check it out." So I showed him stuff. He's like, "Oh man, this is cool. We used to talk all the time at work." And then one of the days he told me something, and it just stuck with me, and I ended up applying it. And he was just like, "Man, don't wait." He's like, "If there's something you want to do," he's like, "Do it."
Mm.
It's like you can always regret the mistakes you made, but like if you don't do anything, what I mean,
Yeah.
then you really gonna regret it.
Yeah. You can't. Yeah. You can't
You know what I
regret
mean? Yeah,
something you didn't make.
exactly. So, and 3 months later, I quit my job and I started, trying to figure out how to make music and how to make money making music or working with, the right people.
Yeah. That's
And
it.
another thing he told me was, he said that when he was young, there was two different types of musicians or groups of musicians in Detroit. There was like, the people who played for a living, and there's people who played on the weekend, and the people who played for a living didn't play with the people who played on the
Interesting.
weekend.
Yeah.
Because he said there were conversations that they didn't have to have because they knew how connected their survival was to
Yeah.
the music, you know what I
Right.
mean? Because people who played on the weekend that had jobs and like doing all this,
They
like
don't care. Yeah.
they don't care, man. They
Yeah.
don't care because they got other things they got to take care of, and they can be
Hmm.
the nicest people in the world, but they really ain't like they don't have their survival connected to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like there's conversations that you don't have to have when somebody's in that position. You know what I mean? Because you both have a certain understanding. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
No,
when
I
the
feel that.
person doesn't have an understanding, it's just like like it's different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like them not responding or them not like doing like certain things or whatever. Like
Yeah.
to them, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
But to somebody where it's like, no, this is my stuff. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to get things done. Like then it's different.
Right.
So that was also a valuable lesson I felt like I could have got at an earlier age.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean it is what it is. It's
Yeah.
like it's you know you got to surround yourself with the right people so you can get some stuff done.